All right, guys, we're going to do MACD today. We're going to start on the 5-minute. We're going to look for a play. If there's no play, then we'll just go to the 1-minute time frame. So what we do first is we identify the highest peak and the lowest peak of the MACD. So what we have here is a low peak, and it's marked right here. That's a really easy play here. And by easy, I mean it's easy to distinguish. So what we want is we want this low swept, and then this MACD peak to be above this peak. That's what we're looking for. If we want an up play, then it has to come up and sweep this peak and result in a smaller peak, which is very unlikely to happen. So it's very likely a down play here. Just to give you an idea there, I'll just sell here. So still down. There it is, right here. So that peak there is an up. So we'll just buy there. And so if we look here, we have to clear this peak and still be under this. Here, let me zoom in. We have to be below this peak while we clear this. If it's above, then it's up. There it is, up, 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 uptrend. Even if we were to sweep this, we'd still be up. We would buy here. We're gonna put our stop up or down here. Massive uptrend here. Let's see if we move back if we find any. So this is the biggest peak here, and we already way cleared it. And so we're gonna find what's the next peak. That's higher than this. There isn't one. So if we look here, if we clear this, let's go back here. If we clear this, which here, this would already be cleared. So we won't have a divergence go down, meaning we're very, very bullish that it's gonna tap at least this high and clear it. That's what it wants to do. So right there. So we're gonna move our take profit up here. We're just gonna click play here, and there it is. Right, so we're at 1 o'clock. The only peak we really have is, so we have this peak. So what it has to do is it has to clear it and make a lower peak here on the MACD to go down. But I don't think we have enough time to do that. Here's a low. We already swept this low. So here we'd have to sweep this low or this low. So let's see where it goes. Let's see if it sweeps. Yep, so we didn't have any time. So it didn't sweep the new high, nor did it sweep the low here to give us any play. So it's $500. Let's go to another day. We do a Friday here. All right, let's see this high peak already swept. Already came down. We have a low here. So this is the play that we're looking for, is that low. So we need to clear it below that, and this has to be higher. We also can do, let's see this peak here. What's the highest point? We've already cleared the highest peak here, and we're lower. So we think, let's just take this to the highest peak here. Let's see. Here we go. So basically that, and we just cleared the high. It's downward momentum, so we're just gonna sell here. All right, we cleared it. We have to exit this. So we cleared this peak, so it's upward momentum at this point. There's nothing above this to give us a downward momentum. So it's very strong upward move. Here we go. So we haven't cleared this yet. I'm gonna put a line here so that we can see if it clears. So this is the huge drop in momentum here. So if we were to clear this, this peak was not likely going to beat this. So it's not going to be an upward momentum. It's going to be downward momentum. So when momentum is shifting down, And what it wants to do is it wants to sweep the stops that are up here, but this peak here to go down. So let's do that. All right, so the day's already ended. We're just gonna exit here and take our profit. I think we should have hit that. Oh no, our line's a little off. Oh, it's right on the line there. We'll just take this. That's a new day here. So we'll cancel these. All right, put back the indicator there. All right, remove the drawings. Select new date. I want to avoid Wednesday and Thursday because of the news. So we just land on a news day. All right, we have a low here. All we have to do is make a new low. And this just has to be above. So let's see where we open. We have to, so for us to go up, or for us to go down, we'd have to stay underneath this peak and sweep this. So that's very unlikely. It's very likely gonna go up if we were to get to this point. And we haven't swept down here yet. So this is basically an uptrend here, so upward momentum, and we're not gonna be able to sweep this peak here. Well, we're not gonna be able to sweep the top peak. So it's a pretty long way to get up there. So we're just gonna go ride it all the way up. And what it's gonna tell us is even if it were to sweep it, it's likely gonna continue up. So it's an uptrend day here. If it sweeps below here, then we know it's gonna go down because where are my lines? If it sweeps past here, this momentum is lower. We have a divergence. Oh, well, it's not gonna go down. It's gonna go up still. So we know that we still have an upward momentum. So we're gonna keep moving this down. So today is just gonna be up day. That's all it's gonna be. Probably slow trend up. Where's it gonna drop? We're gonna do the 75 here. Oh, there it is. We got the 75, so we'll just exit there. We can zoom in. So overall, we believe it's gonna go up. We're just gonna zoom in to see. This is still upward momentum here. If you want to zoom into the 1 minute, you can tell when it's gonna drop. So we swept high here, but we had resulted in a lower, so that is downward. So that exit at 75 would have been perfect, which we already knew. We just drew that line. So we're at 2 o'clock, so really there's no more play for the end of the day. So it was a slow uptrend, and we hit the 75, and we came down. And we just run it to 3 o'clock here. That's downward. There you go. Day's over. So just a recap, we saw that, let me go back to 5 minutes, easier to see. So we saw here at open that it has to clear this peak. And if it does clear it, it's very unlikely it was going to make a lower MACD. That meant that was a bullish divergence. I mean, it's going to go up like that. And so if this were to happen like that, then we would have bought here and gone up. So that was an upward momentum. We saw here that the high peak here, this high peak here has to be cleared right here. So it has to make a new high here. And then this MACD would have to be below this line right here, which we saw was basically almost impossible. We knew it was going to break above this line, therefore it was going to be momentum. And since we're so far away from this line, we were just going to ride it up. And so we can just see how high that is by hitting the 75 right here. So we could have just exited here. And then in the 1 minute, we saw that this point was the exit point. We saw that there was a lower high in the MACD. So that was perfect. So we'll learn another day. I'll just do a Tuesday here. All right. We see here that this was not cleared. So our next peak here, we're trying to tap above this, but still be below the MACD here. So let's open and see. So we cleared it. Now what we're waiting, and this is also cleared, so what this tells us it's an upward momentum. If we look back here, however, so we move back to this. If we clear this, once we clear that, and it results in a lower peak, which it looks like it's going to be here. So we're not going to enter. We're just going to wait, see if it rejects. Here's the reject. We're going to sell. We'll put stop loss right up here. I'll just move it above. So we see that it is slightly below, just a little bit. So what is the exit momentum? What is the exit signal on MACD? Is if you get, where's my drawing here? Here it is. If we get a low that sweeps this, but in the MACD, it's like here. That would be our exit signal. You can also do an exit signal here at 75. Why we do 75 is if it's at 75, it's momentum that's going to keep going down. So but it's going to bounce here. So we want it to bounce, and then we can enter again because we'll get two peaks, and then we can exit. And there it is. All right, so we see here, let's see it. It's still a little bit higher, but we know it's going to clear it now. If it dips here, it's going to be down and down. So what is this? This is downward momentum. There's a little check of a green here, just hesitation, just for those exits. But it's very likely it's going to just keep going down. So we see how close this is. So here we go. We're gonna keep going down. It's almost the end of day here, so you could, again, so if it sweeps this, we made a new peak, so it's giving itself a play. When it sweeps this low, it is now going to be above this. It's gonna go like that. So then it's gonna be upward momentum at the close. So that's what we're waiting for. We're just trying to get this out here. Okay, there you go. Gonna get our exit. I mean, if we keep going, that's really, really close there. If we keep going, it'll just sweep it. There it is. Yeah. All right. New date. Let's do March. All right, identify the highs here. This has already been swept right here. Downward momentum, downward momentum. We didn't, so this would have to sweep down here. So it's likely it's gonna break that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go sell. If it were to sweep this, which it can, we'll just zoom in here. If it sweeps this and still move below, which is very likely it can be, it's still downward momentum. So we'll give it a chance to sweep it. And so we'll move it up here. There you go. And we're very likely going to keep going down, and we're going to break this peak. We will break it. It's very likely we're going to continue down. Here it is. There's the peak bounce. We see that this is very, very low. What I'm going to do is going to try to get the 50 of this. 50 here, and continue down. Okay, it already confirmed that's going to go down. Don't need to do the 50. We're going to go and put our stop loss 75 here. So it's just a downtrend here. I don't see any other lower peak. So all the way back here, it's a lower peak. We had to sweep it. We already did. It's already swept. So we're just going straight down here until we make a play on the 1 minute. So we're going to zoom into the 1 minute here. Oh, you can't go back that far back. All right, just watch on the 5 minute. Okay, it's going down. We almost hit us out here. Our stop is just slightly above. All right, so here, sweep, and this is above. A green here would tell you that it's gonna reverse, or we just exit. There it is. It's higher high, this is low, so it's gonna break this peak, and it's already broken this peak. So it's gonna break this peak, and it's gonna go up, and very likely we're just gonna challenge this here. So let me enter buy. I'm gonna break that for sure. I'm gonna see if we can hit that. Stop loss down to here. There it is. We got it, 2 o'clock. That should be the end of the day there. What this tells us is momentum. It's going to keep going up. It should keep going up here. Nope. Probably test this peak next. Let's see if there's enough time. Oh, really laggy. Nope, that's all it. That was really good. Still upward momentum though. Just the end of the day here. So another day. What are we at? Oh, it resets every day. Let's do recent. October. Let's do 10th here. All right. So 5 minute here. See this peak here. We're going to result in a lower peak. So when it sweeps, we're waiting for it to sweep this peak. Very likely just to bounce off this here, and it's going to go down. So I'm just going to wait. Perfect. Swept. You can wait for a red here, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to go down. I'm going to take the 75. Let's see. Slightly above the 75. I know I'm going to go down here. I'm going to test this peak down here. So it has to sweep past this peak. And it's very likely not going to be lower than this peak unless we get a really big momentum that moves down. Well, enter again. That's upward momentum, so we can't do that. We got cleared out volume expansion. So we'll just wait here. I'm really lagging. We're waiting for this to clear and create a lower peak here. Resume our down. Oh man, we just missed it. It's a news day. It's Friday. Okay, so clearly it's down, so it's gonna keep going down. We're just gonna sell here. We kind of missed that first one. After that first one, we would have gone down. There we go. And what is it saying? Here's our next peak. The next low is here, and we already beat it. We already passed it. So that means it's straight down from here. So we can see that. You can actually see it after the first candle that this was going to be straight down. We just keep riding it. There's no peak yet to test against. So if it sweeps here, makes a new low. So if it sweeps this low and it has a higher MACD, then it'll go up. If it doesn't, it's going to keep going down. Okay, so it swept. Oh, it's higher here. You can see it sweeps here, and it's still higher momentum. So we'll just exit here. All right, so and if we sweep this, which we haven't, we sweep it, it's very likely going to be an upward momentum if this were to clear. So this pretty much looks like the end here, unless we get a new low that sweeps past this. So this should be reversal point here, what we're seeing, but obviously it could change. There's no signs yet. It has to be a huge, big drop to push this down lower for us to confirm to go down. So basically the day is over here because we're not sweeping any of the peaks up here. So yeah, even with that break, uh, we weren't able to clear this to keep going down. So that was it. So what is that? 1600? That's pretty good. Yeah, so that sweep up here, that was really surprising. That's huge volume increase. So bigger than usual here. So knocked us out, and we probably should have stepped or set our stop up here instead. But yeah, that volume is massive. That was what changed it. All right, let's do another day. Do last one here. All right. We did not make a new high and we did not make a new low. So we just got to keep playing. Get some data here. Okay, so new low here. Definitely beat this low. So we're going down. Put our here for 75. Let's zoom back out for lower low. Let's see. This low is all the way up here. So nope, we're gonna keep going down. So we sweep this low. We're already at this point, so we're gonna pass it anyways. So we're just gonna go straight down here. I'm gonna add here. Move this down to here. And sell again here. We add another position. Now we have to watch this peak when this sweeps. All right, I'm gonna move this down to here. So what it's looking like is the moment we sweep this is gonna stay higher. The MACD is gonna stay higher. So as we move sideways, momentum is gonna shift. So momentum is evening out. So it's leveling out. So it's likely we're gonna go up. I'm just gonna move it up a little bit here, so it'll get knocked up by one tick. The trading view here. There it is. We got it. That should be it for the day here. We're not seeing unless we even if we were so if we clear this here, it's likely going to be higher. So it's going to be an up move, an upward momentum. So let's watch here. You technically could enter along here because you know that even if we were to sweep lower, it would not break this low. So it would be upward momentum. And if we were to break this, we would already be above. So it'd be upward momentum regardless. So here, the only problem is we don't really have a stop. I'm just gonna put it below here. Even if we sweep us out, it would keep going up. So we saw the sweep here, still higher. So I'm just gonna add, but day is already over here. So hopefully we just end up, there it is, end up on top. Just exit that. All right, so that should be it. That's how you use MACD. Um, Pretty useful, I think, in the largest time frame. But in intraday, it could also work. But you can zoom back out and just check these peaks, and that's how you play the MACD. And you don't have to focus on these shifts here, and you really don't have to focus on the crossovers. We're just identifying the highest peak, and that would tell us where the overall momentum is for that day. And it identified that basically if there was no play, then you had to wait for a play to form. And that was when we zoomed into the smaller time frame of 1 minute.